it's more environmentally responsible just to have it resubmitted rather than.
As long as it's not a problem, I can check with our parliamentarians.
Okay.
As long as it's not a problem,
Good deal.
Without objection, we can
Thank you very
do
much.
that, and it saves us time. And now, is it Mr. Nadeau, the gentleman from New York, is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, masked federal agents are wreaking havoc in our streets and killing our citizens. The Trump administration has launched a brutal and reckless campaign to strike fear in immigrant communities, conducting warrantless raids, pulling elderly people from their homes without judicial warrants, tearing children away from their parents, and taking the lives of American citizens who are exercising the First Amendment rights to protest and to shine a light on the horrors unfolding in their communities. It's no wonder the Republican majority wants to change the subject and to distract from its utter failure to perform oversight over the Trump administration's lawless and deadly policies. But it is absolutely galling that they have called yet another hearing on alleged threats to free speech in Europe, while they stay silent about the greatest threat to free speech on either side of the Atlantic, the President of the United States. From the earliest days of his administration, the President has conducted a full-scale assault on the First Amendment, targeting news organizations, individual journalists, individual students, and even comedians who would dare challenge him or his policies. Any news organization that publishes unflattering coverage or any journalist who asks a question he does not like is at risk. He has tried to ban the Associated Press from the Oval Office because it refuses to use the absurd name Gulf of America. He has sued such prestigious outlets as the BBC, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal for billions of dollars apiece because they have reported true and critical information. He is hoping that they will be intimidated and will follow the cowardly examples set by CBS and ABC's corporate owners who settled baseless lawsuits. CBS's parent company was handsomely rewarded for this strategy when its multi-billion-dollar merger was approved days after settling with Trump. But the threats of CBS continued just last month when the White House press secretary relayed a message directly from Donald Trump to a CBS anchor who had just conducted an interview with the president that if they did not air the interview in full, then, quote, we'll sue your ass off. Just last week, his attorney general ordered the arrest of independent journalists Don Lemon and Georgia Fort for reporting on a protest in St. Paul, Minnesota, despite a judge having previously found no probable cause to believe they had broken the law. Even comedians who are critical of the president cannot escape his retribution. We all remember his handpicked FCC chair threatening that if ABC did not take Jimmy Kimmel off the air, the FCC could, quote, do this the easy way or the hard way. And after comedian Trevor Noah made a joke about the president's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein during the Grammy Awards the other night, Trump threatened on Truth Social that as he did with ABC and CBS, he would send his lawyers to sue him and, quote, have some fun with him. Between the schoolyard taunts and the childish nicknames in his post, it would be easy to dismiss this pathetic rant as a joke. But the president has shown that he's all too serious about using and abusing his authority to go after critics. And his administration has followed his lead, sometimes with deadly consequences. When Alex Preddy and Renee Good were shot in cold blood by ICE agents, it was because they were exercising their First Amendment rights to protest and monitor law enforcement. They were trying to hold these agents accountable, filming their activities and shining a light on their abuses. Administration officials rushed to paint the victims as the aggressors, smearing their names and making false claims about what happened. It is only because we have video evidence of these incidents that we all know the truth. That is exactly what is so threatening to this administration. They want to silence their critics. They will use any means to do so. They've even pressured tech companies to take down apps that allow people to alert their neighbors about ICE activity in their community. But while the Trump administration conducts a breathtaking assault on the First Amendment, we have not heard a peep from our Republican colleagues. Instead, they want to focus our attention on European regulators and online safety laws. But Republicans insist that they are the true defenders of free speech. Give me a break. Mr. Mayo, the people of Minnesota have shown us how powerful it can be when citizens bear witness to the dangerous and unlawful actions of their government. Why is that so important to protect?
Well, our First Amendment protects our right to record ICE, and I want to just focus in on that as a really important part of the constellation of accountability. Taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, and that includes police and other government officials carrying out their duties. And specifically, the First Amendment protects the right to both photograph and video police conduct occurring in both public, because it protects the right to gather information about what public officials do on public property, and because it protects the right to record such matters. And that includes the right to live stream such content.
Mr. Mayo, thank you for being here today to share with us your firsthand account of the terror that federal agents are inflicting on our communities. My time has expired. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Mr. Mayo, did the Biden administration censor people?
I'm sorry, thank you for your question. I'm here to talk about what's happening in
That's a simple
Minnesota
question.
on the
Did they do
first-
it?
On the
previous
ground.
administration censor American speech? You're from the ACLU. You should care about that too.
We do care about free speech, but what I'm talking
can
about
say the
here
truth.
today is the most significant threat to
I
free
got that. You
speech
said that every time the
happening
Democrats ask
in
you a
this
question.
country.
I want to know, did the previous administration censor American speech?
Chair, this is not, what is happening in Minnesota
Okay.
is not normal.
Well, here's what Mark Zuckerberg said to the committee in August of 2024. Senior officials from the Biden
Order,
administration.
on what time is the chairman asking this?
My time and Clemens
He
ticking.
hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
Could we restore the time?
The gentleman yielded back, and it's my 5 minutes. Officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor COVID-19 content, including humor and satire. Did it happen, Mr. Mayo?
Chair, I would love
Is
to be
Mark
sitting
Zuckerberg
here
lying to
talking
the
about
committee?
online privacy, but I'm
Mark
here
Zuckerberg
talking
lying
about
to the
what's
committee?
happening on the
Is
streets
Mark
of
Zuckerberg
Minnesota.
lying to the committee when he said that?
I'm not here to speak about that.
Well, here's how it
I
works.
wish I was, but
Here's
I'm
how
here
it
to
works.
speak about the
Mr.
most
Price,
significant threat to
Mr.
free
Price, let me
speech.
ask, here's how it works. Day 3 of the Biden administration, they send a tweet from the White House to Twitter, take down this tweet ASAP. It was a tweet from RFK Jr., and it was about COVID. So that's how it started, specific tweets. Then it progressed to policy. We have all kinds of documents we got in our investigation last Congress which show the policy. Change your policy. Leadership asked misinformation policy, a couple of teams on product policy to brainstorm some additional policy levers. So then it was broader. First, it's just a specific tweets. Oh, we got to stop this tweet from influential people. Then it's a broader policy. And now we got foreign governments trying to impact American speech. And it's so pervasive that you have individuals who put a Bible verse up that they're coming out. That's the progression this takes. Is that accurate, Mr. Price?
Yes, sir.
That's how it goes. One tweet. We don't like RFK Jr. Oh, by the way, everything RFK Jr. said in that tweet was true. Back to Mr. Kiley's point. So many things they said to take down were true. I bet Mr. Linehan would agree with that too. That's how it goes. Sometimes the thing they want to censor is the truth. That's how this works. This is, oh, by the way, Mr. Linehan, when they arrest you, were there cameras there? I'm just curious. How about you, doctor? When you were charged, how was that? How did that happen? Oh, let me go back for a second. I was curious about this too, Mr. Linehan. When you were apprehended at Heathrow Airport, what did the police officers say? What did they say to you? Did they say, were they coming in aggressive? Or did they say, hey, man, we're sorry. This is ridiculous. We got to do our, How did that go down?
I got that impression that they felt a bit embarrassed about it, yeah. I mean, I think basically the UK police are now in this situation where they are trying to contain every problem that Keir Starmer doesn't want to talk about. And that's all they do. Yeah. We can't get burglaries investigated and rapists put in prison, but we can get the police.
They can arrest a comedian who tweeted something in the United States who's not even a UK citizen. They can do that.
Yeah.
And the police just like, oh, dude, sorry about this. We gotta do it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an
My guess
absolute-
is it was the same with you, doctor. Is that right? I mean, did they say, maybe I'm wrong, but that'd be my guess.
Yes, my process started over 6 years ago, and there was a Pride parade in Finland, and my church, the leadership of the church, decided to support that parade, also financially.
Yeah.
And it was a shock to me, and I was afraid that this would undermine people's trust on Bible. And then it is not only about marriage or sex, but also about salvation of people. And that's why I wrote that Twitter update, where I took a photo from the Bible and made a question to the to the leadership of the church.
Yep.
After that, some citizen made a criminal complaint about my Twitter update, and police
Did
started
the police come to your
invest-
house? Did the police come to your house in charge? How'd it work?
The police started to investigate the case. And I was then interrogated by police in a small police room, which was a very unreal situation because just some years
For a Bible
before,
verse.
I was a minister of interior. And then I was sitting there, the Bible was on the table, and the police was asking me very theological questions.
If I could, I just about out of time, Doctor, but I just want to say this. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's where it progresses to. Specific tweets, broad policy, foreign governments getting involved in American speech, and so focused on it that they're willing to come after a member of parliament who simply posted a Bible verse. And they know it's wrong, as evidenced by the police just said, like, dude, we're sorry, we got to do it. They know it's wrong. And we can't even get the guy from the ACLU to admit that the previous administration censored speech.